TTC. It's the three things that you want. You might not know yet, but you honestly do. T stands for tough, being mentally tough, being strong, not backing down on your goals or what you're gonna say to yourself, what you're gonna actually do. The other T is toned, thinking of yourself as physically strong, having the body you want, not being overweight, getting rid of the skinny fat body and having muscle, being strong, being proud of what you built. Now being confident. You want to be confident socially. You want to be able to not wear hoodies outside every single day. You want to be able to feel comfortable with your shirt off. These are all things that you want. Now I'm going to go through an entire breakdown of each step by step, and explain exactly what you need to do to get there if you do want to get those results, which I know if you're watching this video, you probably want those results, because who doesn't? So first of all, talking about being tough and the mental side of things, you need to train your mind to know what negative thoughts are and know how to correspondingly act to them. So say for example, you're unhappy with your weight, you're overweight, you have a little bit of a belly, you don't like it, you start to go to the gym because you're like, that's what I know I need to do. Good, you're listening to your mental self. Now you might be really motivated, really inspired. You might see videos on TikTok, Instagram, and save them because you like them. You're like, okay, I feel motivated, I feel inspired, I'm gonna go start it. So you start going to the gym and you start to make some progress, start to see some results. You go for a couple weeks, and you're like, this is kind of tough, but like, I'm kind of liking it. And then one day comes where you're like, you know what? Like, I've had a busy, long day. I don't really want to go today. That's where mentally tough comes in. Because when you're mentally tough, you hear that voice telling you that like, I don't want to go. It's kind of uncomfortable. It's kind of a lot of work. I don't want to really do that. You use that and you take that as it telling you, you need to do that. You need to take that step. And then when you think of it as a way of something that you need to do, you'll do it right away. And when you have that like battle mindset, it allows you to just completely advance forward all the time. You're never going to be able to be slacking or falling behind because you're constantly knowing whatever you don't want to do, you got to do. Okay, so say you have your calorie goal, you have your calorie tracker in your app, you have the calories you want to hit, you can't go over, you don't want to go under either. Say that's 2,300. If you're at 2,100, you have like 200 more calories left in your day, when you want to go get some ice cream, or maybe there's already ice cream in your freezer, and you're like, I really want that ice cream, it looks so good. Maybe just a little bit, but in your mind, your conscience is telling you, you shouldn't eat that. That's not good for you. That's not what you want to do to get to your goals, to be mentally tough, to be physically toned. So you have to listen to that, be mentally tough, and know yourself that, is this action going to help me get closer to my goals, or is it going to regress all the progress I made and set me back even further than where I've already been before? That's the biggest part of being mentally tough. And if you can dial that, the rest of it comes fairly easily. That's the biggest piece of it, because it's more about what you tell yourself and the consistency. Consistency is always what wins. If you go to the gym for a year and off for a year and on for another year, you are not going to make anywhere near as much progress for someone that just went for 2 years. Straight, consistent, no breaks. They're going to have a lot more results than you who've been going on and off for a couple of years. Because consistency is what makes us up. This is the game. It's your body. It's not a temporary fix and it stays that way forever. People like to lose weight really fast. Okay, I'm gonna lose 20, 30, 40 pounds really hard. And they lose that 20, 40, 30 pounds, which is very difficult, very stressful. And like, okay, cool, now I can go back to normal. Back to normal is eating like shit, not going to the gym. They think I put in the work, so now I'm done. No, this is not like buying a car. And even if it is using that analogy of buying a car still has upkeep. You still have to fix things when things go wrong. You have to make sure it's working the best as possible. Same thing happens with your body, especially your mental side of it. So just stay consistent, stay with it, and you'll be mentally tough. Now the second part is going to toned, physical, the physical work you have to do. This is going to the gym, pretty much. I mean, it's partially diet, but it's mostly in the gym. So the best, most efficient way to go to the gym, you honestly don't have to spend 6 days, 5 days, any more than that. That's completely crazy. Then people think like, oh, the more work I put in, the grind set, the harder I work, the better my results are gonna get. I want results yesterday. We all want results yesterday. We love Amazon because it's you click a button, you get it shipped to your house the next day or a couple hours. We love this instant gratification, but that's not entirely how your body works. People wanna lose 25 pounds, get muscle on by tomorrow, have a six pack the next morning. It's just not real. And that's why all these companies try to scam you by selling you these pills or these kind of coaching plans that are just gonna promise you these crazy things that are just not going to actually hold up. Now, going to the gym only requires 4 days a week for literally an hour. That's like the bare minimum you need to do, and you're gonna see progress. Now, if you're there for an hour and a half every time, that's still like, that's the maximum I think you should be doing. Because any more than that, you're honestly just wasting your time. You're, one, not training hard enough, two, not training the right things, and three, you're just not giving time to the rest of your life. Because like, how do you have a life if you're spending more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours in the gym? It's crazy. So 4 days a week for just an hour is literally all you need when you get started, or if you're advanced, no matter how far in you are, whatever you do, just do that. And your training plan shouldn't be too complicated. I like to do a lot of compound lifts, and I would recommend the same thing for you, because a compound lift is something like the bench press, the squat, a barbell row. It's something where multiple muscle groups are activated. So for example, the barbell row is where, let me just show you, where you're bent over, you have the barbell here, and you row it here. It's working your biceps, your traps, and your lats. Now, working all of those pieces together at the same time is gonna save you time in the gym and work more of your muscles. That way you don't spend that much time in the gym. It's all getting done way more effectively too. So you'll commonly see when people start like to do like, oh, I'm gonna do arm day, chest day, leg day, maybe not. But the thing is, when you just train one muscle group, you're not getting as much growth, because you want to be training a muscle group, any muscle group. This could be biceps, shoulders, chest, 2 times per week. That's how you get the maximum effect of muscle growth. So with 4 days a week, if you're training multiple muscle groups on a day, then you're gonna absolutely hit it. There's the push-pull leg split, which is pretty cool, but I like to do a little bit of an adjustment to that to make this fit. So day one, would be a push day. So this means it's training your chest, your triceps, and your shoulders, all of your push muscles. So when you think about the bench press, you're pushing, you're using all of those muscles. You're using your front delts, you're using your triceps, and you're using your chest. And then you kind of build off that from there. The second day will be a leg day. This is quads, hamstrings, calves. Just leg day, you know, it makes sense. And it's kind of, some people dread it, but I've come to love it. So try it out, do it. Third day would be a pull day. So this is what I talked about with the barbell row. You'd be doing your traps, your lats, so pretty much your back, and then your biceps as well. Now the fourth day, this is where things get different. I love this split because this day is one of my favorites. It is quads, back, and abs. So the front part of your legs, the quads, which are honestly like the better looking part in my opinion. I think they're really fun to train. Quads, back, and abs. So your back shouldn't be super sore, plus you should have a rest day in between your pull day and now, between the quads, back, and abs day, so that we have enough time to recover. But this all goes really well together. If you think about a deadlift, if you know anything about it, it works your legs, your back, and your abs, because it's working your core. So going off that, you can add exercises to there. So that is my perfect 4-day split, which I would highly recommend if you want to get started in the gym or just have a new split in general to maximize your time in the gym and see the best results. So that's how you get the toned part of it, the physical part of it. Now, it is important to intake the proper amount of protein. I do highly recommend you to be tracking your calories on a tracker app like MyFitnessPal, Macros Tracker. There's a couple on the App Store. They're all kind of pretty much equal. So on there, it will track your protein for you. I like, as a good rule of thumb, to get in at least 20 grams of protein per meal and eating 4 to 6 meals per day, because I like to eat a lot. You know, I like to eat often, frequently, because I enjoy what I eat. It should be the same thing for you. And if you find yourself constantly trying to eat healthy meals or just like whatever you think you need to eat to be healthy, you don't need to do that. Literally, dude, literally. There's so many recipes out there. Say that you want pizza one night. You're like, gotta eat chicken and broccoli because I can't have pizza. Yes, you can. There's so many recipes online. Just like a pepperoni pizza, high protein. Boom, there you go. You're still eating your pizza. It's just lower calorie, higher protein. This goes for so many meals. The internet is a huge resource, so use it. Get your protein in, get your training in, and then you'll be toned. Okay. The next step is confident socially. This is where everyone wants to be. This is the whole reason we even go to the gym, is because you want to feel comfortable without your shirt off. You want to feel like people aren't constantly judging you, staring at you, looking at you. You want to feel confident doing things. You want to feel like you can attract the opposite gender, you know? So being confident comes from a result of the last two things. Being mentally tough proves to you. So when you go to the gym and you stay consistent because you're mentally tough, that proves to you that you can do difficult things. Your brain starts to know, like, I can do difficult things because I've been going to the gym for a couple months. I've been going to the gym for a couple weeks. I've been going to the gym for 2 years, whatever it is. Then you're like, I can do other things too, because I can do hard things. It makes you mentally tougher. Now this kind of translates into your confidence as well, because as your body starts to transform, other people will notice. When I went through my transformation, I was skinny fat before to exactly where I am now, and realizing that shift was crazy. I didn't know I was missing out on that before, because people started to talk to you and say like, oh my God, how did you do it? How did you lose all the weight? Can you help me? Blah, blah, blah. They just want to be more friendly to you because they feel like you have a secret key. And you do, honestly, because you've achieved this for yourself. Once you get there, it's an incredible feeling, and I want every single person on this planet to feel that feeling. Now, the confidence kind of comes hand in hand with that, and knowing that like you look good. So when people see your body, they see that you have visible abs, you're muscular, you're lean, you know? Then they see that you put in hard work, and they automatically respect you, even if they had no conversations with you ever. They just know, they're like, well, this is a person who's disciplined because he goes to the gym, he gets shit done. So it makes you higher up than you were before. Plus, you just feel shittier when you're overweight. You feel like you're not at your full potential. You feel like you were meant for something more, meant for something bigger. And then here you are, just skinny fat, overweight, and you just feel awful with your shirt off, or like you have to go to the pool or the beach and you take your shirt off and you're honestly like hiding or covering yourself because you're like, I don't want anyone to see me. Do I look good? You're constantly stressed. You can't live in the moment. We're human beings. We're meant to live. So live hard and live with a fucking six pack, dude, because it's so attainable. I didn't believe it was really attainable for me at first. I was like, there's no way I'm ever gonna get a six pack. I'm gonna go to the gym. I want to get muscular, you know, I want to be visibly lean. I don't know if I'll ever get a six pack. And then here I am. I was soon seeing a six pack, even like 90 days after I started. I was like, oh my God, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's insane. So if you're in a place right now where you feel stuck, and you're like, I'm overweight, I don't know what I'm gonna look like, I don't know if this is gonna happen. You have to trust yourself and know that you're meant for more. Your life is meant to be more. You're meant to have a six pack, dude. You're meant to have visible abs. You're meant to be toned. You want to have that V taper on your back. You want to have all of these pieces together because you deserve it. So we went over being tough, being toned, and being confident. TTC. These are all the things you want to totally dial in and train in. Now, to touch on the confidence one again, to really dial that in, it mostly just comes from the other two as a byproduct. But the things you can do to get there sooner is just put the work in. Put the work in, dude, because once you have the reps in, like, I mean the literal reps in the gym, but also just the reps of constantly going over time, constantly eating like you know you should, and lowering your calories, training 4 times a week, then you'll know that you are a strong man. And that just goes into everything else, and it draws people to you. That's how you really dial it all in and dial it together. So if this feels like it made sense to you and you feel like you've got the TT and the C down, just look for whichever one is weakest and attack that one first. So if you're like, okay, well, I'm toned, I go to the gym, I started for a while, I'm going for a month, it's okay. Confident is not really here, so I kind of need to work on that, but I'm also missing the tough mentally part. Then okay, now that means you need to start holding yourself accountable, holding your word to yourself and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna look at higher protein recipes. Once you have that, then the confidence will start to come in together too. And once you have them all three going at the same time, you become a literal powerhouse of confidence, toned, tough. All of those things makes you a stronger man. It's very, very powerful. Now, if you wanna get there, definitely follow the advice in this video because this stuff is extremely golden, I swear to God. But if you want my help, I'll be willing to work with you hand in hand to help you get there. If you would like to apply, I have an application down in the description below. click it, and I'll see if you're a good fit. And if we are, then we'll hop on a call where I'll talk with you, see where you're at, see where your goals are, see what we can do for you if you're a good fit for the program. If not, worst case scenario, I just tell you exactly what the best path is that you should take and set you up with a guided plan to send you on your way. I hope you have a beautiful day. Remember, you got this. Let's go.